Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV, looking at the news today. For this one, I think we're going to have to zoom out a little bit. I'm sorry, but that was too obvious of a thing to do. So this is regarding illicit activities in the Omega Protocol Ultimate. Now, if you've been living under a rock, you may or may not be aware of the current drama, which honestly I'm not really going to want to add to, but yeah, there's been some topic about it, let's put it this way, and Square Enix have decided to directly reply to it. And Yoshi P says, "This is Naoki Yoshida, the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. Following the release of the Omega Protocol Ultimate with patch 6.31, there has unfortunately been information concerning instances of unfair play identified within the community. I would like to take this opportunity to share information on our investigation and actions on this matter." So this is going to be really interesting to see how they deal with this. And ultimately, we should take, points from this as gospel, honestly, going forward, because they've been quite lenient up until now, so it's interesting to see what they'll do. Regarding the use of third-party tools, investigating use and enacting penalties, we are aware of information that is being spread regarding the use of third-party tools within the Omega Protocol Ultimate. We are conducting an investigation on the matter, including review of reports we have received, as well as self-confessions and other information. Interesting. In the event that we confirm the use of third-party tools through this investigation, we will enact penalties such as temporary account suspension or permanent account bans to those involved. However, details on any punishments enacted will not be publicized. This has been the case in other similar instances. This is not a result of any desire to hide punishments given, nor is it to make it seem as though punishments are not given. It is because of a firm belief that penalties such as this are enacted against an individual as part of our operations, and is therefore not information which should be publicized. Your understanding on the matter is greatly appreciated. They say, when other instances of unfair play were identified during previous Ultimate raids, we enacted penalties at that time as well. If an investigation is carried out and the facts are confirmed, we have not and will not overlook this kind of wrongdoing." End quote. So basically, this is not anything new. Anybody who thinks that this is something that is only happening with this particular Ultimate, it's been happening for a long time. The use of third-party tools is quite prevalent throughout the World First Race. And of course, when you put that word on the end of it, World First Race, then you know that people, even in real life, will do anything they possibly physically can, even if it blurs the lines of what is legitimate or not, to get over that finish line first. We have it in every sport known to man. It's no different here. Does that legitimize anything? Does that make it right? Of course not. Absolutely not. And of course, there is a terms of service to take care of that. And it's just not something that you should do, is it? It's certainly not something that you should, be proud about and post around that, yay, look at us, we were the world first. And then, this happens. So, obviously some common sense with this is apparent, but there we go. Regarding the prohibited use of third-party tools, as I have mentioned previously, this is still Yoshi P, by the way, the terms of service for Final Fantasy XIV state that the use of third-party tools is strictly prohibited. This has always been the case and will continue to be so, and unless announced otherwise, there are no plans to enact any changes. I have come across posts from individuals that say things along the lines of, quote, "Yoshida allows the use of third-party tools, so it's fine to use them," end quote. He says, "However, let me make it clear that I have never permitted the use of these tools. You may find information below from past posts and live streams which outline my stance and policy surrounding third-party tools." Then there's actually links to where he has gone on, record to say during live letters and stuff why they don't support them, why this is not something they accept, etc. It goes without saying, honestly. It says, regarding the illicit publicizing of post-clear cutscene, we have confirmed that a video showing the cutscene that plays upon clearing the Omega Protocol Ultimate at the time before the fight had been cleared was posted on a video upload site. Is that true? That's crazy. We conducted an investigation on this matter and discovered the cause of the issue. Through sending a cleverly disguised but illicit information packet from the user's end, while on the public game server, it is possible to manipulate the playback condition flag intended for use when replaying cutscenes via the unending journey. That's mad. He says, as a result, it was possible to play this cutscene via the unending journey, from which a video was then recorded and posted publicly. I wish to apologize that our measures to counteract these illicit packets was insufficient to prevent this occurrence. Due to other illicit actions which occurred in the past, we had taken the steps to adjust the timing in which the cutscene resources are applied to the client, but because of the above incident, the cutscene resources became illicitly obtainable, even though proper countermeasures had been taken. We'll continue to consider additional measures which can be taken and look to strengthen our ability to manage and address these instances. However, for this particular case, we have identified the character who partook in this illicit action and have enacted a penalty against their account, end quote. So someone was able to access the cutscene from the final thing by, was this injecting packets or something? I don't understand the technical side of this, and I don't really think I need to know, but that is absolutely bonkers, isn't it? The idea that that's even possible, or why would anybody want to spoil that? But I guess in a world race situation, if you can see in that cutscene the final platform or whatever of a fight, that could impact quite a lot. So yeah, I'm not surprised they're angry at that. That's, wow, I wasn't even aware of that. And I usually find quite a lot of the stuff on the internet floating around as a content creator, but I didn't see that. Weird. Regarding the spread of illicit videos, separate from the above incident, we have also confirmed that a small portion of footage that is not possible to record on the public game servers had also been circulating. We have numerous countermeasures in place when it comes to data leaks, including how information is handled, the entering and exiting of content and video recordings. It is suspected that this video originated from an internal source. We are continuing through investigations on this matter as well, and a firm punishment will be given to anyone who is identified as the perpetrator, nice in bold there in red. We will continue to enact countermeasures against this, and I want to extend my sincere apologies for actions such as these that put a damper on everyone's enjoyment in progressing through and clearing the content. I'll continue to keep this at the top of my mind, as well as work to strengthen prevention measures, end quote. So not only was there somebody messing around with the unending journey, not only were people using third-party tools and plugins or whatever to make the fight easier, there was also an internal source disclosing video footage of the fight. That is absolutely unbelievable. Why would somebody, I always ask myself this question, why would somebody risk their job, you know, especially at a place like Square Enix, just to leak, you know, stuff about a fight in Ultimate? I don't understand it personally, but I suppose I never will. I don't have the mindset for it. I have no idea. In closing, he says, it is extremely disappointing for me personally to see this commotion surrounding third-party tools once again in the wake of what happened with Dragon Song's Reprise Ultimate. As the individual who is entrusted with full supervision over 14, it is my responsibility to enact countermeasures and police the use of these tools, as well as educate people not to use these types of third-party tools. This is especially unfortunate when I, as a gamer, am cheering everyone on who is learning this content by trial and error by putting in the effort to clear. Although unofficial, I am of course apprised of the first team to clear in a world first race, and we have shown our support for everyone in the community by sharing information on the first clears once multiple clear teams came forth, and exact clear times had been confirmed. However, as announced in previous statement, I plan to refrain from doing so for the time being. We hear the community's voice that an official raid race should be supported and regulation should be decided upon. This is a topic which needs to be discussed internally, so please allow me to keep this as an item for future consideration. Oh, that's very interesting. I can't wait to see what they do about that. He continues, the Ultimate Raid series is the most difficult battle content within 14, and we release the content after testing that it can be cleared without the use of third-party tools. any third-party tools, he says. However, if the presumption is that the content will be tackled and cleared with the use of third-party tools, then any reason to develop high-difficulty battle content seems to be lost. It is very difficult for me to understand as a gamer what the meaning behind using numerous third-party tools to compete to clear first would be. I want to apologize specifically to the many of you who are continuing towards clearing this content without the use of third-party tools, consistently streaming your progress and continuing the trial and error process. However, please know that the development and operations team take notice of all of your passion. Please be sure to take proper care of yourselves as you continue to tackle the Omega Protocol Ultimate. If the illicit use of third-party tools is made clear through our investigations, I, at the very least, will not recognize that the team as the true world first. End quote, Naoki Yoshida, 2023 on the 31st, the last day of January. All I have to say to this is that is the probably the best response that you could kind of address this with. Yeah, I mean, like many people who have seen the world first screenshots and stuff posted on the internet, it's very difficult to acknowledge that when they're going out of their way to not even deny their situation, that they used third-party tools. Some of the stuff that I've seen has at least alleged that the people involved even used third-party tools. This is kind of citation needed territory. Used third-party tools because other people did. That's not really a good enough excuse in my opinion, and it's kind of ruined it for everyone as usual. This is not anything new. This sort of stuff happens all the time. The things to take from this is why we can't have nice things ultimately, right? And he says here, any reason to develop high difficulty battle content seems to be lost. That's what people are doing to the development team of this game. The more drama surrounds this, the less likely they're going to be wanting to do this content, right? It's going to be a massive burden. If now they think that, oh, well, people can only clear this content if they use third-party tools and this has become standardized, what's the point? You know what I mean? It's such cool content for me to watch. You've seen my skill level on streams. It's very low. I don't have the ability to do these ultimates. At this point, at least, I'm not confident enough to do it. But I respect the people who do, who go out of their time to stream this stuff, to spend hours upon hours upon hours. I mean, you've got to understand, they have been progging on this for 7 days straight up until the point of recording today. 7 days, that's an entire week of prog. And many of those are very long-houred streams or very long-houred progress situations with like VODs and, people clearly not displaying the use of third-party tools. So if they're capable of showing that effort, it's a shame when people undermine that. It really is. So yeah, I agree with Yoshi P. There's no point in congratulating people at all if they have proven to be that way, but it is what it is, I guess. There's a lot of issues here, though, that need to be addressed, not only with third-party tool stuff, but I guess it's kind of like a cultured thing now, right? We're kind of so deep into it. I don't know. People taking him out of context about how he's fine with third-party tools, and he's disproving that. So basically, people are calling Yoshi P a liar. I don't like any of this. I think this is like the sad side of things, because the ultimate fights are so fantastic to watch, and I can only imagine how fun they must be to actually do. You know what I mean? All that blood, sweat, tears, that effort put into it, and then it's undermined. It must feel terrible. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. If you have been working on the new Ultimate, if you have, then I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we can have less of this going forward in the future. But yeah, anyway, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.